In this video, I'm going to show you 11 functional exercises, a full program, to correct the 4 most common postural deviations from too much sitting and too much computer work and stuff like that. These 4 postural deviations, starting from the bottom up, are feet pointed outwards, anterior pelvic tilt, rounded forward shoulders, and forward head posture. So let's dive into the program. Hey everybody, really quick before we get started, for anyone new to the channel, my name's Ryan, and this is Minus the Gym, where we learn how to be fit and healthy at home with no gym necessary. And with that said, let's dive into the first exercise. First is the 90-90 neutral back with adductor squeezes. Now what this means is the 90-90 neutral back position is where you lay on the floor with your lower back flat against the floor, your knees bent at 90 degrees, and your feet resting on something like maybe a coffee table or an ottoman or a couch. You then want to just splay your arms out to the sides and let them relax so you open the chest. This is the 90-90 neutral back position. It's really good for people who sit a lot. And honestly, if you can find just like 3 to 5 minutes every morning when you first wake up, this is really great in the morning when you're kind of stiff and you're about to start your day, just to lay in this position and do this for, like I said, just like 5 minutes or so. But with this first exercise, we're gonna do the 90-90 neutral back position, and we're gonna take something and put it between our knees and do adductor squeezes. Now, your hip adductors are the muscles that bring your legs towards the midline, kind of bring your knees together. So we're gonna work those muscles and strengthen them. And what I recommend doing is using something like a pillow, or I like to use my foam roller. Anything that's approximately 6 inches would be great. Put it between your knees and just perform squeezes, like you're trying to squeeze that object and bring your knees together. Perform 3 sets of 15 repetitions and then move on to the next exercise. And exercise number 2 is Quadruped TVA bracing. Now I know that sounds kind of weird. Let me explain what that means. Quadruped just means you're on all fours. TVA is referring to your transverse abdominis muscle. Okay, this is the muscle group that you use to contract your abdomen and kind of suck it in. So what you want to do is just get into this position on all fours, and it's probably going to be kind of hard to see in this video, but suck it in like you're trying to put on a tight pair of pants, and then release. And then suck it in, hold it, and then release. And what I recommend doing is starting off with holding each contraction for about 3 seconds, gradually building up to say 5 seconds, 8 seconds, and 10 seconds. So these will be long contractions once you're used to the exercise. You want to perform this for 1 set of 10 repetitions. And again, gradually hold the contractions longer and longer as you practice. Exercise number 3 is the 90-90 hip stretch. All right, a lot of people who do too much sitting are going to have tight hips, and this is great for opening up the hips. It's called 90-90 in this case. Unlike the 90-90 neutral back, we're in a totally different position. You're going to sit with one leg out in front of you and the other leg kind of behind you and to the side, but both legs are bent at 90 degrees at the knee. That's why it's called the 90-90 hip stretch. In this position, gently lean forward while trying to keep your back straight. You should feel a nice stretch in the hips of the side with the forward leg. So you're going to have to repeat this on both sides because you're only stretching one side at a time. Start off holding this for 1 set of a solid 60 seconds if you can on each side, and gradually build up to 2 minutes. So you'll do 2-minute holds on each side. Exercise number 4 is prone ankle squeezes. Now prone means face down. So you're going to lie face down on the floor and you're going to curl your legs back so they're up in a vertical position, bent at the knee. And you want to place something between your ankles to squeeze. Again, I like to use my foam roller, but this could be a pillow. It could be like a ball, one of those medicine balls used in fitness. It could be anything like that. Whatever you have lying around that's approximately 6 inches in diameter and can be squeezed a little bit would be great. Make sure you squeeze with the inside ankle bones and the inner border of your feet. All right, don't squeeze with the heels, then you won't be getting maximum benefit out of this exercise. So make sure you're squeezing with the ankle bone and the inside border of the feet. Squeeze for 20 repetitions for 3 sets. By the way, I just want to pause here and say that if you're tired of fumbling around with PDFs and printouts when you're following a workout program, consider downloading and trying out the Minus the Gym app by Tribe. I'll put a link in the description box down below, but this whole program that I'm telling you right now in this video is in the app. It's called Posture Corrector. So make sure you check it out if you're serious about following this program. And moving on to exercise number 5, this is one that you've seen me cover many times on the channel. This is the half kneeling hip flexor stretch. It's so necessary for anyone who does a lot of sitting to really open up the hip flexors. So you get into a half kneeling position, kind of like a lunge, but you're on one knee. Go ahead and place something soft like a pillow under that knee if you need to, by the way. And what you want to do is keep your back straight so your torso is upright. Go ahead and engage your TVA, suck it in like we did with the TVA bracing. That's going to make sure your pelvis is neutral or even posterior. And then just slowly lean forward, kind of lunge forward in this position. And you'll feel a nice stretch in the hip flexors. I recommend aiming for at least 1 minute holds on each side. And remember, you have to do this on both sides because you're only stretching one side at a time. All right, now exercise number 6 is another stretch, a very vital stretch. This is a wall hamstring stretch. It's also sometimes called a doorway hamstring stretch. And the reason why is I recommend using a wall or a doorway. So you lie on the floor and you're going to bring one leg up straight vertical or as straight as you can and put it up on the door jamb. So the door jamb is providing support for your leg. You should have your heel against the door jamb or wall and try to straighten the leg as much as possible and to bring your hamstrings as close to the wall or doorway as possible. At first, this is going to be really difficult, probably more difficult than your typical hamstring stretch if you've been doing other variations. But what's great about this is with the support of the wall, you can get a really deep stretch, and it's somewhat measurable because you can see how straight your leg's getting and how close you're getting to the wall or door jamb. And same as the other stretches I've covered in this video, I recommend at least 60 seconds, 1 minute per side, because keep in mind you're stretching one side at a time. So you'll do left side and then right or vice versa. Now for exercise number 7, we're going to do yet another stretch, and this is the standing quad stretch. So hold on to something like the back of a chair or whatever about hip height that you can hold on to just for stability, and then raise one leg behind you so you're bending at the knee. You want to hold on to that chair or something in front of you to help keep your torso straight vertical, right? Straight up and down. And you can hold on to your foot of the side that you're stretching if you want, but another variation is to place your foot onto something so it's supported, and that way there's less cheating involved, because oftentimes we will kind of cheat and compensate if we are reaching back behind us to grab our foot. Again, 1 minute per side, make sure you stretch both sides. All right, now exercise number 8 is another stretch, but this one's kind of different. You may not have seen this one before. It's called a side forearm stretch. And this is especially important for people who do a lot of dexterity work, like using their hands and their fingers for what they do all day. Reach your arm straight out to the side, placing your palm flat against the wall. And just look forward, try to maintain good posture, open chest, and just keep that arm straight out to the side in that position. A lot of people feel discomfort in this stretch, so I recommend starting with about 30 seconds per side, gradually building up to 1 minute. Next is another one I've covered many times here on the channel, but it's really important. This is a table lat stretch. So you want to find like a low coffee table or couch or anything that's about, maybe the height of your knees or a little taller. And you want to get down into this position, reach out with your arms straight in front of you, and rest your hands on the tabletop and let your torso and head just kind of sink down between your arms. If you have your hands in a neutral position, meaning thumbs pointed up, palms facing each other, that's going to help lengthen the lats as much as possible. So that's the ideal position for this stretch. As your torso lowers between your arms, make sure you keep it level and you don't rotate to one side or the other. You should feel the stretch under your arms and along the sides of your torso, and I recommend starting with 60 seconds per side, gradually building up to 2 minutes. All right, now for exercise number 10, this one's really important. This is going to help strengthen your lower body a little bit, the glutes, the quads a bit, but also it's going to really help open up the chest and improve the internal rotators that are often tight on people. This is the wall sit with shoulder rotation. So get down into a wall sit, meaning you're going to get against the wall and lower down slightly. Then bring your arms up so that they're about 90 degrees from your torso. Elbows should be bent to 90 degrees. And then try to bring your forearms up and touch them to the wall. Hold this position for as long as you can. Aim for 30 seconds in the beginning, trying to build up to 2 minutes. And you can also perform this for reps if you want to improve your mobility and range of motion. So you can lower the arms down so your forearms are pointing straight ahead, and then bring them back up against the wall and repeat that for reps. But ideally, you want to build up to hold this for up to 2 minutes. And lastly, exercise 11, this is really going to target that forward head posture. You want to get against the wall and do chin tucks. So with chin tucks, you want the back of your head on the wall, your upper back and lower back, so you want to be bracing the TVA as you do this. And what you want to do is you want to concentrate on like you're trying to give yourself a double chin. Pull that chin back towards the wall. And as you do this, you're going to feel your head kind of rise up. Right? You should naturally kind of lift your head up as you tuck the chin back. And that's 1 repetition. Hold that chin tuck for a few seconds, maybe 2 or 3 seconds, and then let go. Repeat this for 15 reps. I recommend 3 sets to build up to. And there you have it. That's the complete program, 11 functional exercises that you can use to undo those 4 common postural deviations that I mentioned at the beginning of the video that are so common nowadays because we're using so much technology. We sit so much, we use computers so much, we grab the steering wheel, just so much of that like rounded forward posture, hunching and sitting. It's a epidemic basically. There's just so much of it. So if you need this program, make sure you check out my app because like I said, I've added this program into the app so you can follow along. And how often should you do it? Well, believe it or not, I recommend 7 days a week. All right, I know that's a lot, but this shouldn't take a super lot of time, but it's necessary to do it every day because you're working against these habits that you have, and they're daily habits. It's how you live your life. All right, everybody, there you go. Enjoy that program. Make sure you let me know in the comments how it works for you if you use it. And don't forget to hit subscribe and stay tuned if you want to learn more from me. And I'll see you in the next video. Talk to you then.